What's going on, everyone? Migs here, and happy Valentine's Day. Now, we are trying something a little different today. Now, I started the day thinking, okay, you know what would be fun is actually pick 3 random dating simulators and just make a video out of it. And so I went searching around, and I actually did find a lot of hilarious games. You know, I was just gonna meme out of it. But then I found this game, The Space in Between, and this might actually be a genuinely great experience. So we're gonna dive right in, you guys. Enough with the chit chat, let's get to it. And June, what is the answer to problem 14? You have absolutely no idea what the professor is talking about. You had spent the previous night watching anime instead of doing your homework. All of a sudden, you feel a kick from the side of your desk. It's 47, a voice whispers from your right. You see Miles. So if you haven't guessed, this is a visual novel with choices. We actually, see, we have choices right here. After class, you approach him. Thanks for that. You say, glancing at his backpack, you see a familiar pin from your favorite band. You listen to Fleet Foxes. Your first date with him is, it has to be at a concert, you know? I mean, you both like Fleet Foxes, it's gotta be at a concert, you guys. A week later, you two sit at the beach pier listening to street performers as the sky turns from a soft pink to black. Will you be my girlfriend? Oh, that's so sweet, you guys. Yes. Why not? You two bond over your shared taste in obscure video games, memes. Ooh, why can't it be both? Can't they both be interested in all this? Also, I mean, if you haven't guessed, there's gonna be barely any face cam here, unless, you know, we cut to my face right here, just so that my face doesn't cover up all this dialogue. So let's just go with video games. Yeah. He likes Night in the Woods. Oh, that's a real game. The Beginner's Guide, Florence. I played Florence. That was also a really good game. The only question I have now is, when is the wedding? As the weeks go on, you discover that he is endearingly awkward, sincere, and nurturing. You like how easily your conversations flow, a constant stream of stories, surprising vulnerability, and recommendation sharing. We only have one choice here. He may not have been your first best friend, but he is the most special one. Oh, that's so sweet. Because here is the guy who notices the way you can't help yourself when you get excited, who holds you when you need it the most. You didn't realize that there was still romance in the world left for you, but here it is, big and glowing and full. You decide to celebrate by having a solo dance party in your room, or baking every baked good you could possibly think of. Let's go with dance. I like dancing, guys. The playlist? All throwback songs. The perfect choice for pretending you're the star in a music video. This is weird. I could actually like relate to all of this. That's awesome. Your friends don't even need to ask why you're smiling so much. This is a sweet start, you guys. This just has to lead to something depressing, right? He takes you to the lookout spot next to his suburban house, and you slow dance to, ooh, Vampire Weekend or Casey Musgraves. Now, I don't listen to Casey Musgraves. I have listened to Vampire Weekend, so let's go ahead and pick that. Our days were, I'm not going to sing this, by the way. Our days were long, our nights no longer. Count the seconds, watching the hours. And suddenly you understand why heartbreak and sorrow must happen, to have this joy shine so brightly. You see his neighborhood lights reflect his eyes, and you dare to take his hand. You are now 5 months into your relationship. This is so cute, I want to die. Oh, here we go. We actually got some pictures here. June, I can't believe you're driving us 2 hours just to go stargazing. I officially won the boyfriend lottery. Miles. Okay, so June and Miles. That's the name of our characters here. I like driving. Plus, it'll be nice with just us two. Oh, here we go. So we got 2 choices. My sense of direction is kind of questionable, but there's no signal, so I don't know if that's a good thing. We did pick a good long drive playlist. Let's go with the playlist. Keep it with the with that kind of theme here. The lookout spot will be pretty. It's also in the middle of the woods. If a bear tries to eat us, you're fighting it and I'm running for help. glad to know you're committed to our safety. I am very committed. I'm the one devising the plan in case a bear mauls us. I bet I'm a faster runner than you. I got it. I distract the bear by seducing it, and you could run into the bear and knock it over. Then we both run away. Or the power of fear will motivate me to run faster. I like the first one, actually. I don't think the bear will be easily seduced. I don't know. Have you played Super Seducer? The guy knows what's happening. What you're saying... Wait, what? You're saying I'm not pretty enough for the bear? You're telling me, your own girlfriend, that she's uglier than a bear? Hey, bears are cute. That's not what I said. Yes, but that was what you meant. I tell you you're pretty all the time. Oh, I didn't know. What? You have a thing for bears! You want to break up with me, but you don't know how to break the news, so you're going to let me die instead? That's hilarious. I'm gonna do that. Neither of us are dying today. We have not died yet. What if it's a male bear? Are you going to seduce it then? We should not assume the bear's sexuality. Let's Google, can bears be gay? I told you! What does it say? Bears can totally be gay? What? Is that true? Is that actually true? Fine. If the bear comes, I'll attack and you run. I'm glad we could agree on the plan. I too am thrilled. I don't think I've been here since I was a kid. I didn't realize how beautiful it is here. I'm so used to the city. Yeah, there's no one here. Let's set up the blanket and lay down. Continue. Oh, that's pretty. That's very sweet. Do you know any constellations? No, I wish I did. I always thought they were boring, so I made my own. Have you guys actually done that before? Just looked at the sky and create your own constellations? I can't remember if I have before, but I used to stargaze like this. You know, I used to, either with friends or a significant other, you know, it's a really good moment to have shared with somebody. I would create random shapes from the stars and then come up with my own backstory, either a random one I thought of or something from my life. That's so wholesome. My mom said I was an imaginative kid. We could do that now. That's okay, it was a stupid idea. No, I want to. Here, let me start. You are now stargazing with Miles. To form a constellation, click and drag. Whoa, we can actually do some gameplay here? Okay. To form a constellation, click and drag between stars until all edges of the constellation are visible. To find more constellations, move the mouse to the edge of the screen and scroll across the night sky. Completing constellations will unlock more constellations. Have fun. Alright, let's do this. Okay. Here we go. Ah. No, that does not connect. Okay, this is a constellation right here. Okay. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, shit, it's a tree. I see the pond at Boston Commons. I've never been there before. It's a super pretty park that's right next to downtown. I used to go there a lot when I lived there. I wish there was a spot like that where I lived. It was just playgrounds, which no one really wanted to hang out. Although, fun fact, I had my first kiss at a playground. What was so special about the Commons? Let's do that instead. I go at night when no one was there. There was a quiet, calming atmosphere when there wasn't anyone. Sitting at the benches, looking at the sunset reflecting in the pond. It just felt like home. The night before we left for college, my friends and I went to the Commons. We stayed up until 4 a.m. talking about what we would be like in college, and we all promised to keep in touch with each other. But then everything happened, and I haven't talked to any of them in so long. I feel like they've all moved on with their lives. That's what happens, you guys. You know, that's what happens. Life happens. It's never too late to reach out. They probably wonder where you are. Yeah, but I kind of ghosted them when I took my quarter off. I ghosted everyone. I'm sure they'd understand if you explained. But it wasn't like we naturally drifted apart. Yeah, but you never know if one day you can't say sorry. I was listening to this news story about this phone booth in Japan that doesn't work. A lot of Japanese people died in the 2011 earthquake, and people started going to this phone booth to talk to the dead. Anyway, someone put a microphone in there with permission, and NPR did this whole piece about the phone booth. Is this real? Is this real? Because this is fascinating. I would very much like to look into that. I don't like to think about grief like that. I was listening to the recordings and it was painful to hear even as a bystander. But after that, I realized it's never too late to reconnect. The fragility of human life is terrifying. I guess you're right. I keep thinking I'll do it, but then I put it off. Let's see, you need to give yourself the chance to be forgiven, or there was this one recording of a guy talking to his mom. I started thinking about what'll eventually happen one day, and we'll have all these years where we didn't see each other. I like the first one. Shows that she's a listener, you know. But doesn't that mean I have to forgive myself first? Okay, back to the constellations. Back to the night sky. Okay, what do we have here? Oh, that doesn't connect there. Oh, that doesn't connect there. Interesting. Oh. What could this be? A crown? That's a camera? How is that a camera? I see a camera. I was thinking, what if pictures could do more than just show you how something looked? Let's say you took a picture of a landscape. You could also smell the fresh air there. You could feel the ground. You could basically feel like you were there. I feel like that is a recipe for disaster. That's just a bigger incentive for me to not leave my house. Actually, yeah, I like that second answer right there. You could use it that way. You could be on a call with your friend, look at a picture of Paris, and while you're being in your PJs. Photojournalism would be on a whole new level. That's a good point. People who are in long-distance relationships would love this. Do you think you could do one? Yes. I need to be optimistic about something in my life, and it's obviously not my career prospects. Seriously? Well, what? It's better than having nothing. I think I could. I would have to have a date to look forward to that I would see my partner. You know, about your camera idea, I think it'd be interesting if we could do that with pictures of ourselves at different points of our lives. Isn't that what people do usually? We could see how far we've come. Your therapist would love that. Is she being jokey, or is it? Oh wait, no. This is that. He really does have a therapist, because this has to deal with mental health as well. There are times when I'm sad, where just a reminder that I was once happy is enough. Oh, I like that. Thinking about good memories when I'm sad just makes me feel like being happy is further away. Ooh. That's the ebb and flow of life. Then I wish life would stop ebbing so much. If we could put a barrier to be like, I'm only allowed to be this disappointed in myself, then that would be great. You have nothing to seriously be disappointed in yourself for. Oh, trust me, there's some deep-rooted regret within myself. Relatable. Do you think that's why we're dating? Oh, because they're both damaged? Because we both deal with things way beyond our mental capacity? Yeah. I think, I think that goes with everybody, like there isn't a perfect person out there. Someone has issues. Everyone has issues. And it really is all about how you deal with them, how you grow from them, and maybe even meeting someone that you could support, Probably. Okay, where are we going now? I think there was one. Yeah, there was one right here. Is that a pill? That's a pill. Medication. I see white rabbit candy. Oh my god. I'm clicking white rabbit candy. I used to have that. Oh my god, there it is. What's that? Are you kidding me? You can actually eat the wrapper, not the outside wrapper, but there's a thin film wrapper inside of that where you could actually eat it. It dissolves in there. It's a Chinese milk candy. My parents used to buy it for my friends and me to eat when I was younger. A rabbit is on the package of each piece. I've never seen you eat one. It makes me think of my mom. Maybe, it actually does. I'm gonna click on that. Right. I didn't mean to bring it up. Oh, sensitive subject there with the mother. I had a family friend who was my age. My mom would let me sleep over at her house, and her mother would give us white rabbit candy. It's weird to think about the good times growing up. As a kid, my kryptonite was Jolly Ranchers. My mom got so tired of hearing me beg, she bought me this bulk supply. I ate so many I threw up. Now I don't even want to look in the direction of a Jolly Rancher. I'll be honest, I'm not a fan of Jolly Ranchers. No matter what flavor, just not a fan. It just feels too sweet. It's way too sweet. So my favorite candy makes me think about my questionable relationship with my mother and yours of throwing up. It seems that's the case. There was this one time our Chinese school teacher was sick, so my mom was our substitute. Everyone loved her. She tells stories during class, and she made learning Chinese entertaining. I was so proud. Everyone told me they wanted my mom back. Why do you think she changed so much? That's a complex question I'm still trying to figure out the answer to. Honestly, it's probably best that you don't know. Not to be harsh, but I don't think the answer's pretty. Knowing wouldn't change anything. She's probably going through her own issues, or something. God has favorites, and I'm definitely not one of them. Damn. It's dark. I don't think that's how religion works. To be fair, none of us know God, if he's even out there, or if he's even a he. Could be a she. Could be not even that. I think every religious person would disagree with you. Look, God, hear me out. You're really addressing God right now? Thank God. I know we have our differences, but I gotta say, you gave me a pretty hot boyfriend. You did give me really shitty parents and a questionable fashion sense, but you did well in the whole love life department. June. He can be kind of annoying sometimes, but God, please don't listen to her. And with that, I gotta say amen. This is some good writing. I'm actually really impressed. Amen to that. Okay. Hello? Did we get... I'm not making that noise right now. Something else is. It's obviously the stars, but I don't know why it's twinkling now. I see. It's a ball. I see a record. I see a CD. Let's do record. Why a record? I always had this dream to hang up record sleeves on my wall. I used to have that dream too. Well, not dream, I actually used to do that. Before I went through life trauma, I thought life's problems could be solved through listening to a good song. That's so relatable. I wish I could be that naive. Now, it just represents a person I could never be again. I don't think so. That part of you, the one that gets excited over everything, is the reason I wanted you to be my girlfriend. You're the one who constantly tells me to appreciate the beauty of the universe. Yeah, but I'm also the person where it's like one small thing goes wrong and I'm cursing the universe. I never told you this, but the first time we talked over video chat, before we even started dating, my sisters already knew I liked you. Did you tell them? No, they could hear it in my voice. What could possibly be the difference about your voice? I sounded happy. You need to stop being so cute or I'm going to start appreciating the beauty of the universe again. Yeah, this couple's way too cute, man. I don't think you realize how much joy you have for being alive. That's because life doesn't always feel so simple. Do you think I'm too cheesy? I like the first one. Isn't life always complicated? That's why we must appreciate the rare, simple moments. I don't remember the last time it felt simple. Remember when we went to karaoke? Are you talking about New Year's Eve? Yeah. Didn't life feel simple then, despite everything that was happening in our lives? That night was one of the last moments I thought everything was going to be okay. When we were counting down to the new year, I really thought I was going to put my past behind. I thought there's no way this year could be as bad. But here we are. Wait, what's bad about this year? What happened? I'm not the one to believe in miracles, but I want to, for you. I don't need a miracle. I just want a break. I was talking to my therapist about your situation, and she told me that you have to acknowledge that your worldview is influenced by your mom. Sometimes the negative self-talk isn't you. It's you mirroring your mom. Oh, shit. Your therapist is onto something. Yeah, that's really deep shit right there, man. She usually is. Hey, there we go. Oh, we have new constellations. That's why it's up here. They're on the outside now. Okay. What? What? What is this? Oh, is it like an arrow? Wait. Oh, there's more. I wasn't sure. I was like, what? That's a trident. I know it's a. I'm always wrong about these constellations. I see Josh. Oh, that's Joshua Tree. Don't even remind me. Come on. I don't want to speak of the events of Joshua Tree. Why? I swear it wasn't that bad. Look, I don't think that seeing your girlfriend cry needs to happen after a certain number of dates, but I feel like our third one was definitely too early. I blame you. You're the one who said Lady Bird was your favorite film. You're the one who brought it. I'm just saying Joshua Tree cannot be a constellation. You're the one who brought it. I didn't realize it was going to make you cry. Well, you suggested two movies, either Lady Bird or that random sci-fi film. I mean, I've never seen Lady Bird. I don't know if I should. I mean, clearly June didn't like it, so maybe I shouldn't. How is Star Wars a random sci-fi film? Anyway, I wasn't particularly in the mood, but I also didn't want to sound unappreciative and reject your thoughtfulness, so we watched it. If you said something, I wouldn't have been offended. I was pretty touched that I mentioned liking Lady Bird and you remembered to bring it. I didn't want to be exposed for never seeing Star Wars. I like the first one. I thought it was sweet that you were comfortable enough around me to cry. My sorrow was not sweet. I don't think that crying is embarrassing. I don't either. But I had shared my life trauma with you before you knew my last name. Not to mention, you were stone cold the entire film. In your defense, the movie is about the relationship between the main character and her mom, and it was sort of related to your life. I should have pretended to watch the movie but actually stared off into the distance to prevent the waterworks. That's absurd. We were at Joshua Tree. Why would you bring a movie there of all places? That's a good point. Why bring a movie there? It's already so picturesque. I figured maybe we'd have some downtime if we were tired of hiking. You should have brought a board game instead, or we alternatively could have made out the entire time. I like that one. I support that idea, but I brought Lady Bird instead. I should have had the courage to reject both movies. It's okay. I think you're exaggerating. I'm just saying that I will never live this down. On my deathbed, I will look back on my life and be like, oh, remember the time you cried, not just a single tear or two, but sobbed on your third date with Miles? I will remember. I think that's a bit dramatic. What's dramatic is sobbing during a movie where you're trying to impress the guy. My cool girl disguise was gone by the 15-minute mark. The movie wasn't even sad at 15 minutes. Exactly, you get my point entirely. You see yourself in the movie. That's an emotional thing. Yeah? She's like an empath. Very empathetic. My whole thought process with that movie is absurd. Then what is it? The reason I cried so much at Lady Bird isn't just that I see so much of my mom and her mom. It's because they're able to reconcile at the end while I'm not able to. Ah, June. That's a perfectly valid reason to cry. All of these books and movies where if you just wait around long enough, they'll come by. But this is my real life. One that can't be wrapped in a nice, succinct ending. There's this moment where Lady Bird goes, I wish that you liked me. Her mom replies, of course I love you. But then she's like, but do you like me? And honest to God, I don't know whether I would ask the question with like or love because I don't think I'm ready to hear the answer to either. June, you shouldn't be ashamed of any of that. You know, at my high school graduation, my mom got mad at me for wanting to take pictures with my friends. She was grumpy the entire night, yelled at all of us during dinner, then straight up refused to speak to me. And it was like, I know high school graduation is stupid and meaningless, but it's like, I just want to have one day where I could feel like I'm a normal kid with normal parents, and you know how Lady Bird ends. Wanting your parents to be proud of you is human. There was this one time I went to my friend Cindy's house. Her sister let me borrow her clothes, and they helped do my makeup. Her parents saw us dressing up and ordered us sandwiches, and we all watched a movie together. They were like, we do this every Friday, and it was like, why can't my family do something this simple without screaming at each other's throats? Why can't they let me pretend that everything's okay? I'm never going to understand the nuances between you and your mom, but feeling frustrated over your relationship with her is normal. I don't know anyone who wouldn't be frustrated. I guess I wanted to have something completely separate from my mom, where I didn't have to talk about her because I know it confuses her, or confuses people, and I didn't want to deal with feeling misunderstood by more people. Ah, June. I'm sorry you're going through this. Thanks for listening. Always. Okay, where to now? These constellations are on the outer rim of the first set that we found. It's a Christmas tree. I bet I'm wrong. Yep, totally wrong. It's a kite. Oh no, it's a tea bag. Why is that? Asian people make tea by putting in the leaves alone. Growing up, I didn't even know that tea bags existed. My Lao Lao never gave me white people tea. Is Lao Lao Chinese for grandmother? Yeah, we used to drink tea on the weekends as she gossiped about the Chinese boys in our carpool group. Oh, that's cute. She was friends with other Asian grandmas in my area, so she'd tell me the insider tea about their lives. Get out. Just leave. I know, I'm hilarious. Let's see, we always get along because she was so accepting, even though she grew up in rural China. Or, she told me she thought you were handsome when we met. Let's do that. Even though my grandma spent most of her life in China and worked in physics, she was actually okay with the fact that I liked to write. You know, because Asian parents expect you to be in STEM. That's good. She once told me, oh, I don't know what that says, guys. It means you want to know why you will write great stories? It's because you see the world differently. That's adorable. She grew up being taught traditional Chinese ideals, meaning you're expected to adhere to social order. Maybe the changing generations shifted her perspective. She's really accepting of the newer generation. She actually vocalizes how she's feeling. What? What I mean is that Chinese people never express their feelings or love out directly. It's always like, your mom is thinking of you because she brings you sliced fruit to your room, but my grandma does that and also says it to me. What does that even mean? Like when I'm studying, my grandma will drop off apples to my room so I have a snack. That's I love you in Asian terms. They should change the definition of that love in the Chinese dictionary so it means bringing produce to your door. That's so sweet. What does she think of your mom? She pretends our distance doesn't exist, or if we're talking the 5 stages of grief, my grandma is a mixture of denial and bargaining. Let's do the first one. There's this quote that says, "The opposite of love isn't hate, it's indifference." I think instead it should be the opposite of hate is indifference, because that's how my grandma fights hate. Oh, that's good. That's really good. You don't think your mom hates you, does she? If there's a word for my mom loves me out of social obligation but also despises the very air I breathe, that's it. Do you think the opposite of love is hate? The opposite of love is still hate. I think where philosophers had it wrong is that apathy is how certain people show their hate. Well, love and hate are having strong feelings about something. Indifference is the opposite. Everyone has loved and hated something at the same time. No one's indifferent and in love. Oh my god, this is getting really, really deep. My parents are indifferent in each other and in love. Let's head over to the right side here, if we can. Can we? There we go. There we go. What do we have here? No idea what that could be. No idea what... Okay, it's a peach. A white peach. I always ate them growing up. When I was younger, my mom and I used to go on walks in our neighborhood. She'd steal peaches off the neighbor's tree. It's a Chinese family thing. I feel like we all grew up watching our parents steal fruit. Isn't that illegal? Maybe, probably. My mom is not intimidated by law. I've never heard of that. Trust me, it's a thing. When I went to my Asian friend's house, their parents would offer me stolen fruit as a peace offering. Then they would ask me what I'm studying, if I have a boyfriend, and whether I have post-grad plans. So the whole do you have a boyfriend-girlfriend thing is universal. I think all parents secretly worry that their kid isn't going to find someone. Whenever someone asks me that, I'm like, I'm already worried enough about my eternal singledom. Let's do that. Have you actually said that? My friend's mom once asked if I had a boyfriend, and I was like, I'm trying my absolute best. Don't you worry. Oh my god. Seriously, they ask if boys are pursuing us left and right, but it's more like we are hustling to find a man. That's what happens if you find a boyfriend. They ask all of the questions normal people are too afraid to ask, or they secretly gossip to my friends about whether he is a man of quality. Let's do that second one. That seems more accurate, I think. There's so many very specific parts of Asian American culture that just automatically understand. Like the whole fruit tree thing and dating. I was talking to Rebecca the other day about growing up as an Asian kid, and she was like, I was so embarrassed of what our food smelled like at lunch. I realized that was also me. People made fun of me because that actually looks really good. Those other people are crazy. People made fun of me because they said it smelled weird. I guess I never really realized that other Asian kids went through the same thing. And you all relate to on this? Yeah, it's like being bullied about lunch is universally Asian. I never even noticed that people made digs at Asian people for that. Yeah, people made math and rice jokes, but I didn't realize that it was as intense as that. I do remember the rice jokes, the math jokes. I mean, even like the Asian American students in my high school, junior high school, and elementary school, and all that, they would even like make those jokes. Like it was just the thing to do. But when it came to the food, I don't remember anyone being called out about that. You know, so. But I'm not to say that it didn't happen in other schools with other people, but I could see that. I could see that happening. None of it was overt. I hate Asian people, but it was these subtle comments that slowly chipped away at my identity. Or those didn't particularly help either. I suck at math, and people always told me I was less Asian because of that. Ooh, I like that. Because I really am terrible at math. I never understood that. Yeah, I study so hard for my math classes, but I still don't do well on the tests. June, I meant, I'm messing with you. In that case, you better ace your next exam. Okay, where's the next one at? It should be in this corner here. Yeah, there it is. That looks like a diamond. Miles, are you about to propose? No. I see a sunrise. That would be a perfect constellation. It's specifically the sunrise on our second date. Really? Yeah. That's really wholesome. That date changed what I had thought previously about love and relationships. I never thought I'd find someone who got me instantly. That was legit me before I met you, or to think that something so inherent as loving is something we didn't believe in. Oh, I like that. Yeah. Whenever I was with someone else, whenever I was with anyone else, I always felt like I was forcing them to validate me. I've totally felt that. Yep, I've totally felt that. The trick is to validate yourself. That shit is hard enough, though. People have their own lives, and I always feel as a guy that's harder to ask for affection. Yeah, I feel embarrassed to do it, but you have the world telling you that it's wrong. I don't know if you remember, but we were taking turns making assumptions about each other, and you were like, a lot of people may not notice it, but you're actually quite thoughtful. I didn't think that anyone noticed the effort I put in. You remember things I said months ago. When you hear a good song, you tell me it reminds you of me. Of course I think you're thoughtful. When you said that, it wasn't just a nice comment. I felt like I was seen. I didn't want to just see you. I wanted to see you as you are. I never really thought people cared enough to try. I barely made any friends my first year of college, and I basically lost all of them the next semester when I took time off school for my depression. I was stuck in my hometown while all of my high school friends were somewhere else for college, which basically just made it worse. That must have been difficult, or you were taking care of yourself, which was the best thing you could have done. I like that. I mean, it's good to listen, but to chime in, you know, as a significant other, you know, I think it's important that, you know, you should chime in every now and then. But really also listening when that moment is asked for. You know what I mean? A lot of my friends didn't get it because they knew me as this happy person, and everyone moved on from me when I stopped putting in effort. It was barely better than the time I took off. I bet they didn't know what to say once they realized you changed. So then I met you, and you kept talking to me, even though I was pretty awkward. I felt like I finally had someone. I didn't realize I had that impact on your life. I've tried to fit in a lot. I joined the school newspaper. I tried to talk to people in class, but I never felt like I belonged. They all just tolerated me, but you made an effort to see me for who I am. I kind of had this thing. It's called a crush on you. Well, you came into my life when I needed it the most. It's funny you say that because I felt like meeting you was the universe's way of being like, here's something your way for the shit we've put you through. When we first met, I figured you found me annoying. I was way more preoccupied by thinking I was annoying you. We should have just been honest with each other. I was too much of a wuss with you, to be honest. Yeah, you really were. Or we all have our wuss moments. I like that. Sorry, I'll clarify. Many factors, including your wussness, contributed to your lack of communication. You're going to comfort me by saying you're a wuss too? Wuss in solidarity. Okay. Heading up here. I'm gonna guess a rainbow? No. This has gotta be a mountain, like they were hiking. Right? I see. Oh, we actually have a choice here? Sweet. Oh, I just said mountain, right? Like a hiking trail. I see a volcano. My friend Catherine used to call me a volcano girl. Or I see that mountain in your neighborhood. The one we drove to the last time I visited. Let's do that. Because I saw that. Yeah, I know what you mean. Do you remember when we went? We hung our feet off the edge of your trunk and we talked about what we wanted in a relationship? Yeah, you're actually the first person I brought there. That night solidified what that I wanted to be with you, or why was I the first? Let's go with why was I the first? Yeah, let's dig in a little bit more here. It always felt like my spot. I didn't want anyone to come and ruin it for me. What was different with me? I wanted you to see what was important to me, and I finally felt ready to invite someone there, regardless of what happens between us. I used to have a spot like that before I moved. Seriously didn't bring anyone there until, I met someone and I took her everywhere. I showed her every single thing because I felt like, I was very comfortable showing her all that. I don't regret, I don't regret showing her that. Obviously we're not together anymore, but it was a moment that needed to be shared. Yeah. Personally, I think the biggest mistake people make in relationships is introducing their partner to any good song or book or place because they'll be forever See, I don't agree with that. I don't. I'll say I appreciate you. It really depends on the person, because yeah, you could have that place forever, but that's like your place where you want to be alone, your alone place. I mean, I get that's what everyone needs every now and then, is the place to just push away the world, but I don't know. I felt like inviting someone to that place, whether it wouldn't have worked out or not, it didn't change anything for me, really. I've always thought I was doomed, and there was nothing I could do about it. Things like romance, being desired, being listened to, I didn't think those were for me. Why? Whenever I see cool girls who have their shit together, who have this effortless glow, I see them as versions of myself I could never be. So if I were a guy, why would I date me over them? Damn, that's a question. Guys feel that way too. I never know what to say around girls. I'm the least intimidating person I know, or me too? Let's go with the least intimidating person. Not to me. Every time I saw you, you'd be talking, and you never wavered. You sounded determined. Determined is a nice way to say annoying and loud. That's what I wanted to be, though. I wanted to have the courage to start a conversation with anyone in my class, to speak exactly how I felt. But being so outgoing scares people. At least people knew you were there. That's where I wanted to be seen. Okay, we got more constellations. Well, you guys, as much as I'd love to continue on, I'm afraid that we are out of time. But if you would like for me to continue on with this visual novel, please let me know in the comments down below, and I would happily make a part 2. Otherwise, you know, I will continue on my own, which I have no problem with. You know, this story is really good so far, and it's also very relatable. It's also kind of creeping me out. But of course, let me know in the comments down below what you thought about this experience so far. Is it relatable to you? Also, to add, I thought that it was very good to include mental health, because not a lot of stories, whether it's film or games or any other outlet out there, you know, they focus on these relationships, but digging deeper, you know, with people that have mental health issues. I'm not entirely sure what June is going through. If she has mental health issues. I know Miles clearly has depression. You know, he had stated that. So I think that's a very important thing to showcase here, you know, because not a lot of, like I said, not a lot of stories do that. So kudos to the developers for creating this experience. And again, I'm very happy to see the end of this. So again, let me know in the comments down below if you want to see a part 2. But in the meantime, I want to thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, please do not forget to smash that like. It really does help the channel a whole lot. And if you're new to the channel, please do consider subscribing, as well as ring the bell so that you are notified for the next video. And that is going to be it for today. I want to thank you so much again for watching. My name is MigsXL, and I will see you in the next video. Oh, and also happy Valentine's Day.